It is my pleasure this evening to welcome the Lord Lieutenant for County Down, Gordon Hamilton, along with his cadet. And now welcome our Lord Lieutenant to the relay here in Kilkeel. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the Lord Lieutenant for making the time to come here this evening to Kilkeel for the VA anniversary year. I'm now going to invite the Lord Lieutenant to read the VE 80 proclamation.
"80 years ago, today, the United Kingdom and its allies from around the globe celebrated VE Day, the end of the war in Europe. Today, as we come together to commemorate what came to be known as VE Day, our thoughts turn to thanksgiving and remembrance of those millions that gave so much to achieve the freedom we all enjoy today. We remember those we lost, those who were wounded or scarred, those whose lives were forever changed by war. Nobody was immune from the impact of that terrible conflict. Let us pause to remember their sacrifice. We reflect too upon the words of our late and glorious Queen Elizabeth: "Never give up, never despair." And so we offer thanksgiving for the selflessness of those who gave up so much in order that future generations should enjoy the blessings of freedom, democracy, and peace. God save the King.
Thank you to the Lord Lieutenant for County Down. Thank you, sir. It is indeed my pleasure this evening to welcome a very special guest here to Kilkeel. To Captain John Goff of the Irish Guards, who celebrated his 100th birthday quite recently, is here with us this evening at Kilkeel, and I'm sure could tell many a story. I'm now going to invite Captain John Goff to ring the bell to celebrate the 80th anniversary of VE Day. The bell will be rung 6 times for each year of the Second World War, and he will be accompanied by Kilkeel High School cadets. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very rare occasion you have the opportunity to stand in the presence of someone who experienced war 80 years ago. I consider it a huge privilege to be here this evening in your company, sir. And I'm sure you have many a story to tell. And perhaps for just a few seconds, and I promise not to keep you too long, it'd be nice if you were able to tell us how you feel this evening and how you're reflecting on the 80th anniversary of this year.
I feel very humbled to think you have all turned out to honour my comrades who fell so that you could be here today as free people. Thank you.
It's something whenever I've been involved in Boys Brigade work and still work with youth throughout Northern Ireland, I always say to them, sir, never forget to remember. Thank you. Give this gentleman a round of applause, please. It is also my privilege this evening to welcome the Veterans Commissioner for Northern Ireland, Mr. David Johnson, to go step forward along with Sharon Hutchison of the Schomburg Society. And I know that Mr. Johnson would like to say a few words in advance of lighting the lamp of peace to mark the 80th anniversary of VE Day. Just for information, all across the UK, a lamp of peace is to be lit, with the flames representing the light of peace that emerged from the dreadful darkness of war. Mr. David Johnston.
Lord Lieutenant, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure for me as the Veterans Commissioner for Northern Ireland to be here this evening and to take part in this very special event. On behalf of all of you here this evening, I do want to thank the Schomburg Society for putting on this event and for all the participants to mark what is, of course, a very special occasion. I thought I would just very briefly remind everyone that on the 8th of May, 1945, the Commander-in-Chief, Field Marshal Montgomery, wrote a message to the British troops. I actually have a copy of the message that he sent to all the British troops on that day 100 years ago. A very brief excerpt from this letter. On this day, Field Marshal Montgomery wrote, "On this day of victory in Europe, I would ask you all to remember those of our comrades who fell in the struggle. They gave their lives that others might have freedom, and no man can do more than that. We that remain have a feeling of great joy and thankfulness that we have been preserved to see this day." And this is how he finished his letter. "We must remember to give the praise and thankfulness where it is due. This is the Lord's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes." And that was the letter that went to the British troops 100 years ago. So it is so important that 80 years on, we gather here this evening to remember those that fought and have returned, like Captain John Goff, who we're so pleased to have here this evening, but of course for those who paid the ultimate price, the ultimate sacrifice for freedom. And it's so important that our youth and our young people today understand what it meant to go to war to maintain the freedom that we have. Thank you.
Thank you to David Johnson and for helping, and Sharon Hutchison, of course, for helping us to light the lamp. Thank you. It's now my privilege and pleasure to invite and call upon piper Mark Smith and drummer Matthew Brown to perform Celebrate 'Em, the tune especially written for this historical 80th anniversary year of VE Day. Our grateful thanks to piper Mark Smith and drummer Matthew Brown for playing for us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm sure you can see the colour that's in front of you this evening. Amazing colour of red, white and blue. And the young people here from the Highland Dance School and the members of the Junior Orange now are going to release these 80 balloons to mark this anniversary year. So I want you, the crowd that's gathered here in Kilkeel this evening, to help me do the countdown. We're going to start at 10, obviously. So we'll go 10, 9, 8, and all the way down to 1. And then all these great young people are going to release the balloons, marking the commencement of our street tattoo. So I want you all to join in. You ready to go? 10, 9, shout it out, 8, 1. Isn't that amazing, coloured into a beautiful sun? Fantastic. Well done, everybody, for releasing the balloons. I'm going to ask you to do an about turn and head back out to the exit place. So when you're ready to go, about turn. Well done. That's unrehearsed too. Well done. Quick march. Give them a round of applause as they exit the arena. It's always good to have the young people involved in events like this. This is what you call legacy making, in my opinion. Give them a good round of applause, a big cheer. Come on. Give them plenty of encouragement. This is a night they won't forget for sure. Congratulations. Now we are very privileged to welcome our next very special guest here to Kilkeel this evening. We're about to welcome the man himself, that famous figure of World War II. Winston Churchill and his wife Clementine Churchill are here this evening, and I believe they are on their way into the arena. So when they do make their way into the arena in their very pristine vintage car, which is really lovely, by the way, I want you to give them a really big cheer, give them a big Kilkeel welcome as they make their way into the arena. And his wife Clementine. Let's hear you. Get those flags waving. And a big cheer, the hero of that period. Keep those cheers going, folks, as Winston and his wife come down through the middle of the town. Keep those flags waving down the street. Come on, give the man a big cheer and his wife. Fantastic. Come on, keep it going. You'll never see the likes of this again. As they come up through the arena again. Fantastic. Keep the cheers going. Keep the flags waving. Always helps the photographers if there's plenty of flag waving, plenty of colour. And making their way into the arena now is the special World War II themed children's train. Give them a big cheer and welcome too. Isn't this just amazing? The train includes a group of local children appearing as World War II evacuees in the train. Well, give them a bit of encouragement, a big cheer and a welcome into Kilkeel. They're doing a tremendous job. Great to see them taking part in this anniversary year. We're all making memories this evening, and these children will remember this for many's a day to come. Keep the flags waving, encourage them as they come up through the town. That's it. Big cheers, claps, whatever energy you've got, give it to the youngsters. Come on. Yes, that's it. They're really good. And of course the volunteers, they're keeping an eye on them as well. Brilliant. Keep waving those flags. Brilliant. Give them big cheers and come up through the town.
Didn't ask you to go, did they? No, you would have been away, wouldn't you? No.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now the official opening has come to a close. It's my pleasure now to introduce the first act for this evening. It's the Catherine Stewart Highland Dance Display Team.